The film begins when there is a boy named O.V. Mahajan Jr., the son of the biggest and most powerful drug lord from Mumbai, India named O.V. Mahajan Sr. At night he sneaks out of his house to visit clubs with his friends. And at the party, they go to the garage to smoke, where they meet a corrupt cop working for a Bangladeshi drug lord named Amir Asif, who is none other than his father's nemesis in the interstate drug business. The corrupt policeman then suddenly shot O.V. Jr.'s friend and then kidnapped O.V. Jr. Upon learning of the kidnapping, his father's right-hand man Saju Orevi, former lieutenant colonel in the Indian Army Special Forces, who was given the task to protect O.V. Jr., came to visit O.V. Sr., who was currently in prison, to provide information about the kidnapping. O.V. Sr., who already knew what Amir Asif wanted, did not want to pay the ransom or surrender his territory to his competitors, because if he did, he felt his pride would be destroyed in the eyes of the enemy. O.V. Sr. then ordered Saju to take back his son at any cost. And he threatened if Saju didn't want to do this, then O.V. Sr. would hire someone to kill Saju's son. The scene then switches to Tyler Rake, a former Australian Army elite soldier who is now a mercenary specializing in black market operations. He is then recruited by a fellow mercenary named Nick to rescue O.V. Jr. in Dhaka, Bangladesh.
And why would you?
I need the money.
Team Tyler and Nick prepare for the O.V. Jr. rescue mission. Tyler, assisted by his team, managed to find the location of O.V. Jr. Tyler saves O.V. Jr., killing his captors. After successfully disabling the guards, Tyler immediately took O.V. Jr. away from that location, then headed to the extraction point. By agreement, O.V. Sr. people will pay them after O.V. Jr. is found. Learning from O.V. Jr.'s escape, Amir immediately ordered the head of the corrupt police he had bribed, named Colonel Rashid, to immediately lock down Dhaka city, block all bridges and every exit from Dhaka. On the other hand, when the rescue mission has been carried out and Tyler will soon arrive at the O.V. Jr. pickup point, it seems that O.V. Sr.'s subordinates deliberately did not transfer the agreed payment to Nick, because it turned out that all of O.V. Sr.'s bank accounts had been frozen by the authorities, due to the case he was currently undergoing. That is, from the very beginning O.V. Sr. had no intention of paying the mercenaries, because they had no money. Nick, who felt he was being played with by O.V. Sr., instructed Tyler not to get closer to the extraction site, and to stay hidden in the forest. On the other hand, Saju, who had planned this, came to the location of the O.V. Jr. extraction point, then quickly killed Tyler's teammates and finally tried to kill Tyler, in order to save O.V. Jr. without having to pay according to the agreement. After being overwhelmed in the duel with Saju, Tyler finally manages to incapacitate Saju by running him over with a truck. Meanwhile, Amir, ruling the city, has mobilized all forces from the army and police to arrest Tyler and O.V. Jr. Due to circumstances beyond the agreement, Nick arranged for a helicopter pickup to take Tyler out of Dhaka city and asked Tyler to leave O.V. Jr. as the contract had been cancelled. However, Tyler refuses to leave O.V. Jr., citing he is being haunted by memories of his own son, whom he abandoned after he was unable to see his son, who became seriously ill and later died.
I play the piano when I'm nervous.
After successfully escaping from Saju and the police forces under Amir's control, Tyler must fight a group of boys led by a boy named Farhad, a young criminal who wants to impress Amir. Although there are many of them, they are no match for Tyler, who is a professional mercenary. After the incident, Tyler called his friend Gasper, retired and former teammate who currently lives in Dhaka. After being picked up by Gasper, Tyler and O.V. Jr. rested at Gasper's house. Tyler then plans his escape the next day, but it turns out that Gasper has other plans. Gasper intends to kill O.V. Jr. for Asif, because it is tempted by the big prize promised by Amir, namely $10 million. Gasper also tried to persuade Tyler to split his bounty in half if he was allowed to kill O.V. Jr. But Tyler clearly refuses and fights Gasper. In that duel, Tyler, who has been cornered, is almost killed by Gasper. But luckily O.V. Jr. appeared and immediately shot Gasper with his own weapon. Tyler then contacted Saju and asked for his help, and under these circumstances finally forced them to work together to escape Dhaka. Tyler devises an escape plan for Saju and OV Jr. by diverting the tactical squad, who are checking everyone in town. The plan allows disguised Saju and OV Jr. to pass through a bridge checkpoint, but in the midst of their escape, their disguises are broken by soldiers who open fire on them. Saju and OV Jr. were surrounded from all directions by Amir troops who cornered Saju. On the other hand, Amir and Colonel Rashid are seen watching from a distance. Colonel Rashid rushes for his gun, which he will use to target Tyler and Saju. Meanwhile, Nick and his few remaining mercenaries approach from across the bridge but come within firing range of Colonel Rashid, who soon takes them out one by one, likewise with Saju, who was killed by Colonel Rashid from a distance. Nick, who managed to survive from Colonel Rashid's target, was finally able to find and immediately kill Colonel Rashid. When the situation allowed, Tyler immediately instructed OV Jr. to immediately run towards the waiting Nick helicopter, while Tyler continued to finish off the remaining enemy soldiers who were also hit by several shots. Tyler, who was seriously injured, started to get closer to the helicopter, following OV Jr. But unexpectedly he was shot in the neck by Farhad the criminal boy. In a situation where his injury was getting worse, Tyler again made sure that OV Jr. was in a safe place with Nick and the team, and after that Tyler also threw himself into the river. Seeing that Tyler was impossible to save, finally Nick and the extraction team that brought OV Jr. decided to immediately leave for Mumbai, India. 8 months after it all happened, Nick found Amir in the restroom and killed him on the spot. Meanwhile, on the other hand, OV Jr. was seen jumping into his school swimming pool to practice holding his breath. Then when he surfaced, he saw a man who looked like Tyler watching him. Of all the plots of this film, one question remains unanswered until the end of the film. Did Nick and the remaining team not avenge the death of his team member who was killed by Saju at the first extradition location? Yes, indeed, Saju was killed by Colonel Rashid, who finally met the same fate because he was killed by Nick. However, all of Saju's actions killed members of the Nick mercenary team, on direct orders from OV Sr. For his actions, did OV Sr. not receive a reply from Nick and the team? At that time his team members were killed. They were also toyed with by OV Sr. by not transferring the agreed payment. Is it that easy to forgive?